We are here tonight with breaking news. Two massive kaiju have been spotted in the Pacific Ocean, and we feel it necessary to provide details of these enormous kaiju to you, the humble viewer. So my girlfriend is an avid TikTok browser. She oscillates between using that and the Facebook equivalent, whatever it's called. And so she is really the best way that I kind of stay in tune with what's trending among that particular audience. And tonight she showed me a bunch of shorts and videos pertaining to a trending animal, which once I saw it, I kind of recognized it because I think I saw something from like SNL, Saturday Night Live, about this. I speak, of course, of Moo Deng, a baby hippopotamus slash pygmy hippopotamus from a zoo somewhere in Thailand. And attendant to that, she also told me about the penguin known as Pesto, which I believe is from like an Australian zoo or aquarium or something. It would probably behoove me to actually read these articles. Yeah, it looks like it is in Australia, Melbourne. To any Aussies watching this video, I do recognize Melbourne. Obviously, I recognize Sydney because that's been in several Godzilla-related pieces of media. But for some reason, I recognize the name Melbourne and think of Australia anytime I see it. Yeah, my girlfriend loves animals, and obviously it's very hard to hide the fact that I love Godzilla. I mean, she's known that since literally the first date we went on. Like, the first date we went on, I took her to a FYE entertainment store, and it was her birthday, like, that weekend. And even though I had just started seeing her, I told her, you know, as a gesture of goodwill, because I was hoping to make her my girlfriend, I told her that I would get her one thing for her birthday, whichever thing she wanted, and she picked out a plush toy, and I didn't look at it super hard. I didn't realize what it was, but when we got out of the store, I took a better look at it, and I realized I had gotten her the Godzilla Squishmallow plush toy. So literally from the outset of our relationship, Godzilla was already heavily involved in our boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. But whenever she even remotely interacts with something Godzilla related on TikTok or whatever, I am sure to hear about it. At the time of recording this video, she has not watched any of the official Japanese Godzilla movies yet, nor has she seen any of the MonsterVerse movies yet, for that matter. It's a work in progress. I'm doing my best, folks. Rome was not built in a day. But several of the TikToks that she has shown me of Moo Deng have had like Godzilla roars edited into them, or she's like breathing fire or something. She's shown me relatively less stuff pertaining to Pesto the penguin, but I've kind of quickly acquainted myself with them as topics of popular culture. Moo Deng is your typical lively infant cute animal, and much the same can be said about Pesto the penguin, who is a pretty large emperor penguin, but he's a baby still. And my girlfriend gave me a mission. She wanted me to make a video about Moo Deng and Pesto, and she wanted me to tie it into Godzilla and giant monsters in some way, because I guess that kind of meshes together the thing she loves and the thing I love. So we're going to do that today. I wrote up a Microsoft Word document here in the background, and we're going to discuss the kaiju that I generated through what limited information I have on these two cutesy animals. First, we will cover Moo Deng, or perhaps more accurately, we will cover the monster that I came up with to represent Moo Deng, who you can see in the thumbnail for this video, the kaiju known as Mupao. So Mupao resembles a pygmy hippopotamus, especially in this image. Do not be fooled. This is not Moo Deng. This is Mupao. For the record, I came up with that name by running Flaming Beast or something similar through a English to Thai converter, and I just kind of mutilated what it gave me as a result and made a kaiju name out of it. Mupao is rather diminutive in size relative to most other documented kaiju, but is most similar in terms of overall size, weight to Baragon, the sort of red dragon kaiju that has routinely harassed Japan throughout the ages. Do not be fooled though. Mupao may be small, but Mupao is fast. Despite its lack of opposable digits and its overall animalistic physique, Mupao has proven itself to be very destructive if let loose in an urban center. The kind of glossy sheen you see here on Mupao at first appears as simple water residue, but this could not be further from the truth. Leading kaiju scientists the world over have determined that this semi-translucent water-esque formulation is actually a highly flammable chemical secretion that some have even postulated may be used to burn debris and filth from Mupao's body. When Mupao has come into conflict with other kaiju, sure, the relative size of Mupao leaves it at a disadvantage, but if Mupao can build up a substantial amount of speed, which I have already said it routinely does, upon colliding with a target, large droplets of this flammable secretion often find themselves launched onto whatever poor kaiju is unfortunate enough to have been hit by Mupao, often causing spontaneous combustion of the kaiju in question. Anything that dares enrage Mupao is likely to be burned to a crisp, oftentimes through indirect action on the part of Mupao. Mupao can often run off in the middle of conflict, and the target still sustains tremendous fire damage as a result of the encounter. This secretion can also be sprayed from Mupao's gullet or shot in singular globs from the creature's mouth. In the latter case, the sound produced is almost gunshot-like, but in the former case, Mupao sort of emits a flamethrower-esque spray of what has actually been determined to be plasma, the concentrated fourth state of matter. If all else fails, and Mupao's flammable secretion is not capable of tearing the opponent completely asunder by itself, Mupao has tremendously powerful jaws, which are capable of completely tearing off and rending flesh from an opponent kaiju. Despite all of what I have said, Mupao is relatively docile towards human civilization, usually only attacking if provoked. Sometimes the creature does kind of fly off into bizarre tantrum-esque states of rage, but kaiju scientists are as yet unsure as to why this happens. Secondly, I wish to discuss the hulking penguin kaiju, colloquially referred to as the Japanese name Haetakyo, often referred to in short as simply Takyo. Similar to Mupao, Haetakyo is theorized by kaiju scientists to be still in its infancy, although it also seems to be the only living member of its species, the name of which is still pending scientific review. Haetakyo is avian in nature, and is covered in a thick coat of downy feathers. Feathers which, due to their chemical composition, are highly resistant to fire and general human artillery shells, at least those of a standard make. The Australian government is reportedly in the early stages of development of some kind of sedative shells, but there is no publicly confirmed governmental development of any such weaponry. Haetakyo is a primarily reclusive kaiju, but its tremendous size and general avian nature lead it to feast on massive swath of marine life, which has proven very detrimental to numerous biomes in the South Pacific. Entire swaths of the fishing industry in the region have been bankrupted indirectly due to Haetakyo's feeding patterns. As a result of its rampaging hunger and massive size, even amongst its kaiju brethren, Haetakyo is a very formidable kaiju organism. Though it is difficult to get an exact read on how large and how heavy it has gotten over the years, it is theorized that it could rival creatures such as Biollante and even the mighty King Ghidorah in terms of at least height. Its proposed density is comparatively hard to pin down. Much like Mupao, however, Haetakyo typically does not do damage to human society society without provocation. I hope today's Kaiju Report has at least somewhat informed you about the dangers and the habits of these two particular kaiju. Due to the seeming immaturity and wildly variable behaviors of these two creatures, a substantial portion of human effort has been exercised to try and prevent their eventual meeting and presumably their combat. That is all the information we can supply at this time. It is our sincere hope that these two specimens never enter into open combat within a human city. The loss of life would be tremendous. Okay, hopefully this video was not too long. Hopefully I was not too wordy. I'm not entirely sure when I'm going to put this video out, although considering the topical nature of the subject matter, this video's editing style may be slightly out of lockstep with the videos that have been coming out around the time period which it is released. I apologize for that, but I guess maybe that's also a sort of promise of where my editing style has wound up. So look forward to seeing more of it in the future. Drop a like if you enjoyed any of this silliness based on these two particular cutesy animals. Drop a comment telling me your in-depth experience with these two particular kaiju. Subscribe because there's still plenty of videos coming. You know, the rest of the Godzilla Save the Earth Melee Monster Manual videos, and plenty of other content. At the time of recording this video, I have videos set to release all the way in like February of 2025. So stick around and hopefully you'll find something fun in this channel and its content. Take it easy guys and catch you on the flip side.